26th of March 2020, 7:36 in the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, Deeptendu Ahuja and I are in conversation with a public speaker and someone who won the club contest of the Toastmasters International two times two times in a row. We are in conversation with none other than Sameer Dhamija.
Hi.
So, Sameer, how has life been the last 15 years of your professional life? Huh?
15 years, yeah. I think my career just started a couple of days back. Life is so fast, man. It is very fast.
Yeah.
Uh, After coming to Delhi in 2004, in last 15 years, the one thing which I've learned is to like your own company.
Yeah.
So for 15 years, I would say I've been learning to understand who am I, and I've started to like my company, and I'm liking my company. 15 years
Wonderful.
have been great.
Couldn't have started
And
this
there
video
seems
on
to
a
be
better
some
note,
problem in the connection.
but we can hear you and see you uninterrupted. I think it is good.
I think there might be
Okay.
some background noise.
We shouldn't cause
Mm-hmm.
any
I
hiccups in the
I
recording, I
hope
guess.
it doesn't.
Yeah. But
I
Ishani,
think it's slightly better now.
we
A
couldn't have started
little,
this video with a better sentence because this is
certainly.
the isolation series. The country is in lockdown, and one trait that every individual would kill for right now is to enjoy his or her own company. And Sameer seems to have that in loads.
Wow. So I was doing my homework for 15 years.
So Simpsons they did this. Uh, so Simpsons ने पहले से they shot an episode where they portrayed one episode of Trump and the other was of coronavirus. So those predictions was what some Simpsons made. So Sameer, ऐसा कुछ सीन था क्या?
नहीं नहीं ऐसा कुछ सीन नहीं था.
Okay, jokes apart. You know what? If I have to uh, tell you guys what sort of a speaker Sameer is, I can combine all of that into 3 C's. So the 3 C's stand for calm, composed, and confident. We used to learn
Wow.
7 C's of communication, and I think no better line or no better words describe how good a speaker Sameer is.
The
Which
ईशानी
actually
दो
makes
चीज ईशानी प्लीज 2 C's मैं भी ऐड करना चाहूंगा. तुमने 3 C's
बोलो
ऐड
बोलो.
किए हैं. 2 C's मुझे भी ऐड करने. Charismatic और compassionate.
Wow, yeah. You have made me celebrity. Thank you. Thank you guys.
You are.
You're
Thank you.
certainly a celebrity.
Mm-hmm. And you know who is my mentor, Ishani? Ishani, do you know who my mentor is?
No.
I'll tell you the guy, the third one, Ditinu. He's my mentor. And it's on papers as well. It's not that I'm making it up. I'm just telling you what the fact. He is my mentor.
Since when? I mean, since the earlier days?
Since day one, I think, after I joined TMWD, I joined it in 2016. So in the beginning of 2017, I was told that Diptendu would be my mentor. So since
Go to bed.
2017.
Justifies.
Yes.
In fact, Deeptendu was the first person I officially contacted when I wanted to join the club. And Sameer was the first person I met before even coming to TMWD. Remember, we were in the Dwarka club and that's when I met the first person of TMWD. So I'm meeting a couple of first people. I'm talking to a couple of first people today.
Yeah.
Wow.
This brings me to a question.
That's good.
The type of speaker you are, the 5 C's that we just said.
Mhm.
it requires a lot of,
Mhm.
practice, and it requires a lot of factors. There's a lot
Mhm.
that goes behind a good speech. So,
Mhm.
what do you think, Sameer, what do you think defines a good speech? What involves the preparation behind a good speech? What is the process? How do you refine your speeches?
Mhm. I think that's a good question. You seem to have done your homework. That's a very nice question. Now, as a speaker, you know, uh, for me, spending 7, 8 minutes talking in front of 30, 40 people, it requires a lot of emotions plus creativity. So if I'm able to club emotions and my creativity, I think I can connect with the people who are sitting in front of me. I think, and there are so many things which we all know, right? Because these things come from within. But then somehow we fall short of words, we fall short of ways to explain it to others. And a good speaker would always say something which everybody knows, but they don't know how to explain it. So that's what
Mm.
I've been trying to do ever since I've joined TMWD, Toastmasters International. So if my motive is to make sure that I tell people that I'm not good, right? Because nobody is good. We have done so many things which we should not have done. We have done good things as well, but then uh, telling people that the forum of Toastmasters is not about telling people that we are so good. It's about telling people that we were bad. This was the thing which happened in our life, and make it creatively, put a lot of emotions, and if you're able to do that, you are a champ. That's what I think.
Right, right. But don't you think a lot of people around the world who might be trying their
Mhm.
hands on a stage are scared to take the first step? I mean,
Mhm.
a lot of times what defines our speaking journey on the stage or with
Mhm.
people as well is fear. And how do you think we can minimize the fear in not just standing on the stage, but while talking to people as well? So how do you
I think
think?
it's test. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Mhm.
You please go ahead. That was my question. Yeah. Sorry.
I think first of all, people who are already involved in these forums, public speaking forums, they should keep on spreading the word so that more and more people get to know about it. And they know that if they're scared of public speaking, there is a forum which can help them become a good public speaker. That's the first thing. Second thing is testimonies. When you joined public speaking forums, when Dipindu joined public speaking forums, we were not good. We were scared. We had a lot of fear of public speaking. But then slowly and gradually, we were surrounded by a lot of people who motivated us, right?
Yeah.
Because of which we were able to, make that fear our friend, right? We were able to beat that fear. So two things. First of all, people who are good speakers, they need to spread the word. Secondly, we need a lot of testimonies. That's it.
Right.
Mm.
That's
Hmm.
it.
Leading by example.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
So changing course of this podcast, Sameer, another thing that I really want to pick your brains on, and I want to know your perspective on is you recently changed jobs. Am I right? And
It's been a
one
year
thing,
almost.
it
Sorry,
has
go
been
ahead.
a year almost, and
Hmm.
one thing that many youngsters or early career professionals, mid-career professionals would want to know, should know, is how to seamlessly transition into a new role and into a new organization. And you
Mhm.
recently made that transition just a year back. So could
Mhm.
you just share your perspective with all of us? How to
Mhm.
transition from the current organization where you're comfortable working at, where you have been working at for many years, to a completely new
Mhm.
organization? How do you make it
Mhm.
seamless? How do you establish yourself in a new setup?
Mhm. That's again a very good question. The previous organization where I was working in was where I also used to work.
Mm.
Now I was there for. years, and
Mm.
trust me, I had a loads of fun there in that company
Mm.
for first 4 years.
Mm.
Now, when I joined that company was not that big. It was a
Mm.
small player. That company was doing pretty good. It was employee-centric company. I mean,
Mm.
I still know cabs used to wait for an hour or 2 hours for the employees,
Mm.
whereas they were supposed to wait for just 3, 4 minutes, but they used to wait for a couple of hours.
Mm.
So the company was very employee-centric for first years of me joining that company. Slowly and gradually, that company got into a lot of transitions. There were a lot of acquisitions which happened, and companies started to grow. Now, while company was in the transition of growing, they somehow lost the connect which they had with the employees.
Mm.
That's what I feel. So
Mhm.
for me, my self-respect holds the utmost importance, and somehow I think because of those transitioning, I my
Mm.
self-respect was at stake. So I had to take that call. It was a tough call, but I had to take that call because, like companies, we human beings also have some core values, and core
Mm.
values should never ever be compromised. So I
Yeah.
never wanted my core values to be compromised. That's the reason I had to take the call of leaving that company. And the company I'm
Mm.
in, again, that's a blessings in disguise. It's a great
Mm.
company, my new company. It's been almost a year I've been in this company.
Mm.
In terms of everything, in terms of employee centricity, in terms of monetary benefits, company is good. So the only reason I had to
Mm.
transition from one company to another company was because I never wanted to, compromise my core values.
Mm. Wonderful. That's cool.
Yep.
So, did you face any challenges during this transition? I mean,
No. Oh,
that's good. That's
complete your
good.
question. Not at all. Not at all.
All
It
right.
was it was
Okay.
speculative for me in the beginning
Uh-huh.
because the kind of money I was earning in the previous company was great. So I wanted the monetary benefits to be either same or more. So that
Mm.
was one speculation. That was just the speculations. After I joined this new company, everything, was smooth.
Great. So I think if the value
Internet.
the organization, I think the transition usually are smooth. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Good.
I'm sorry. I'm
But
sorry.
don't worry about the internet. It'll change, but don't you worry. Travel way along. And
Yeah.
Dityendu, I'm afraid you would have
The,
to repeat that.
yeah.
okay. No, no.
Once
All
more.
three of us are online.
Yeah.
Still.
All right. So one thing, this is the isolation series. We are in a nationwide lockdown, and you are living with your family, your parents, your wife, your kids.
Mhm.
How have the family dynamics been the past few days? How have you
How have the
all gotten along together? How have the family dynamics been the last few days? Of
Mhm.
how are you all spending time together?
Mhm.
Is there something, some game or some activity that you all have started doing together which you weren't earlier?
A lot of activities, a lot of activities. Firstly, I think my perception towards my family was different when I was working full time, when I was physically available at my work. Perception is now changed because when I was working full time, uh, when I used to play with my kids, I always thought that if I bring them a couple of chocolates, if I bring them a good gift, they'll be happy with me. Now I think I was absolutely wrong. They want me. They don't want chocolates. If I'm with them, that's better than a chocolate for them. You know, they
Wow.
they they can spend 15, 20 hours without even eating anything with me. So
Mm.
that's one thing which has really made me realize that how wrong I was. And yes, my parents are here, my wife is here. I'm happy that we all are safe, we all are
Mm.
protected, we all are not even thinking about going out.
Mm.
But yeah, a lot of things have changed. I've started to enjoy the company of everybody in my family.
Wonderful.
Fantastic. Brilliant.
Thank you.
So,
All
Ishani,
right. Yeah, I think this brings us to the end of this episode.
No, no, no. Ask a couple more questions, yeah.
Ishani, shoot a question to Sameer.
Can I
Okay.
ask you a question, Ishani?
Sure, go ahead.
When are you joining TMWD?
You know what, Devtendu? Every time I have come to the club in the past few weeks before the lockdown, Sameer never misses a chance to bring this question into our conversations.
Yes, because we want you there, Ishani.
Exactly. Ishani, and Nitenu, tell me if I'm wrong.
Hmm.
Have you ever seen a more creative Toastmaster than Ishani when it
No,
comes
I
to,
haven't.
bringing new things to her role, irrespective of whether she does a role
Hmm.
of a grammarian or any role? I mean, she
Absolutely.
makes it you know, a lot more interesting.
Yes, and one thing that I think I'd also like to take this opportunity to highlight about Ishani is good with both English and Hindi. So she
Yes.
is a fabulous orator. She's a fabulous writer and an orator, and she
Mm-hmm.
does it with aplomb in both English and Hindi. So
Mm.
yeah, that is something remarkable about Ishani.
I think I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna do a podcast on poetry itself. And this is not a
Why
podcast
not?
about me, okay? This is a podcast about Sameer.
But Ishani,
But
yes,
yeah,
you should join Toastmasters and make people learn a lot of creativity. We need people like you.
yep,
Looking forward
certainly do.
Yeah.
to it.
But
Okay
All
yeah,
right.
then.
man, a very, very fruitful conversation. I think
Very sure.
anyone who listens to this video carefully would find some life lessons which are invaluable. What I
Mm-hmm.
take away from this is that what matters to your kids is your time and not the money, the gifts
Yeah.
that you bring to
Mm-hmm.
them with the money that you earn. It is your
Mm-hmm.
time that your family cherishes the most. And
Yes.
yeah,
They want
and, and
chocolates, but they want chocolate. They want to eat chocolate with their family, not alone.
absolutely,
Yeah.
man. Absolutely. And about the core values of the individual matching with that of the organization. That is a very, very profound thought, Samir. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I
Thank
took a
you.
lot away. I'm taking a lot away from this conversation. And I really hope everyone who is listening to this podcast stays safe, stays tuned to our channel and
Mm-hmm.
Good luck
listens
for
to
the
this
next one.
video end to end. And yeah, Ishani, no one wraps things up better than you. So please take it away.
Okay then. I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you like, comment, share, subscribe. Click on the bell icon if you're watching it on YouTube app.
Guys, you both have been great. Yeah, I've really enjoyed talking to you because you are someone
Likewise.
who understand the need, who understand that people are uh, not going out, so what they need is something, some conversation. So you've been able to have, we have been able to have a very good conversation. So thank you very
Certainly.
much. You guys
Thank
have
you
been
so much.
great.
I
Brilliant.
think with this we can wrap.
With this, we wrap. Please,
Yeah.
everybody, stay at home, stay safe,
Stay tuned.
keep the hygiene levels really very high, and I'm
Yeah.
sure our entire country will ride over this crisis very soon.
Very
Yeah.
soon. Yes.
All right, then.
Amen.
Take care then.
Take care.
Bye
Bye.
Bye
bye.
bye. Take care.